The divorce was only days old when my ex-husband showed up with his new bride, right in front of everyone just to humiliate me. But the second I recognized who she was, I stayed quiet. That choice hardened inside me like steel. Even now, I can feel that moment living somewhere in my body. I was standing in a grocery store parking lot, holding a bag with cheap milk and discounted bread. When I saw him, David, my ex-husband, he was walking proudly, hand in hand with his new wife, laughing louder than necessary, making sure I could hear him, see him, feel small. When he noticed me, his smile didn't fade, it stretched wider. That was the point. Only days after our divorce, he wanted to crush me in public. I held my breath. Then I really looked at her. My heart didn't pound, I didn't scream. Instead, something inside me went completely cold, like a switch had been flipped. Her name was Caroline. I had known her for years, just under another name. I'd seen her paperwork once, buried in a file from a temporary data entry job I worked the year before. Low pay, long hours. I took that job because David had drained our joint account, blaming medical bills. None of it made sense back then. In that parking lot, everything did. I lowered my head, placed my groceries in the car, and closed the door. David probably thought he won. He leaned in, whispered something to Caroline, and they both laughed. Before heading inside, I stayed where I was. My hands were shaking, not with anger, but with focus, like my mind had quietly chosen its direction. I'm an ordinary American woman, no dramatic hero. I carry credit card debt, barely usable health insurance, and after the divorce, rent became a monthly struggle. My mother says time heals everything. I disagree. Time only creates space. The real work is up to us. The next day, I sat down with my old files, the same overheating laptop, the same bitter coffee that tasted like nothing. I searched for the email address of the company where I'd worked a temporary job and sent a short, calm message. I need verification on some case. Numbers from last year. No accusations, no emotion, just a question. 2 days later, the reply came, and my doubts turned into facts. David had moved the exact amount of money he claimed was for a medical emergency through a shell company registered under his new wife's name. I believed him back then because that's what marriage teaches you, to trust, and that trust can become its greatest weakness. Caroline wasn't new to this. There was a pattern, a history, and now it was laid out clearly in front of me. I didn't rush to hire a lawyer. First, I slowed my breathing. I opened my apartment window and listened to kids playing, a lawnmower buzzing, life going on like nothing had happened. I thought, if I react loudly now, I'll give them exactly what they expect. I needed silence, not the fragile kind, but the strong, unbreakable kind. I didn't contact Caroline. Instead, I reached out to someone from her past, an old HR connection I once shared coffee with. I asked a single question. Do you remember that file? The reply was careful but clear. The case was settled, but some documents were missing. I requested them the proper way, no tricks, just facts. David called me soon after. Are you okay? He asked, pretending to care. I answered with one word, yes, when he tried to say more. I ended the call. That evening, I paid my bills, bought a cheap pizza with what little I had left, and let myself cry quietly, no screaming. Just release. Weeks went by, and the truth landed exactly where it needed to. The bank, the company, even the lawyer who once dismissed me because I seemed like a small, insignificant case. I wasn't small anymore. I was clear. David received a notice, so did Caroline. They didn't come looking for me. They went straight to court. The next time I saw them together, the laughter was gone. David glanced at me. I didn't look back. This wasn't about winning. My real victory was the calm strength that had settled inside me, like I was finally sitting upright in my own life. There was no dramatic ending, no sudden fortune. I didn't recover all the money. What I gained was peace, a modest settlement, a clean record. And the one thing I needed most, the certainty that I was never broken. I found a better job, started a small side hustle, and opened a bank account in my name alone. One day, I returned to the same grocery store, same parking lot, same air. David wasn't there. Caroline wasn't either. I bought my milk, filled my bag, and sat in my car, smiling to myself. Silence no longer meant weakness. It was my strength, and my choice was still steel. If this story moved you, even in a quiet way, please like the video and subscribe. Your support helps real human stories reach people who may need them. Thank you for staying until the end, for your time, and for being part of this growing community.